And that was the Parliament Special Committee on the Sputnik V vaccines. Let's continue with News Desk. And Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has referred the Assistant Central Member of Parliament Kennedy Japong to Parliament's Privileges Committee following his threat on multimedia journalist Erastus Asare Donko.
The House's attention is drawn to the conduct of one of our members. And under Order 27, which I want to quote in extenso, it says, notwithstanding anything contained in these orders, Mr. Speaker may refer any questions of privilege to the Committee of Privileges for examination, investigation, and report. Notwithstanding anything contained in these orders. In spite of the word notwithstanding, the Speaker is giving the discretion, says may refer any questions of privileges. I think that is why the honorable member is seeking my intervention to refer the matter to the Privileges Committee. This is my first time of hearing this matter. As it is now, I am compelled to refer it to the Privileges Committee. It's a matter the Privileges Committee will have to go into and then report to the House.
Now that referral came after Tamale North MP Al-Hassan Sohini raised the issue on the floor.
The Speaker, I therefore call on you to exercise your powers under 27 to refer Honorable Kennedy Ohini Ajekum, whose acts and conduct, Mr. Speaker, continue to affront the dignity of Parliament and bring it into disrepute, as captured under Order 32. Mr. Speaker, my basis is on the conduct of the said member on his own television network, which has caused another network, Joy FM, to refer him to the CID for investigation. Mr. Speaker, the letter from Multimedia to the CID quotes what he said on his show. Mr. Speaker, I also have a copy of the said program as attached to the petition sent to the CID. And this letter by Multimedia is dated July 13, 2021, where he is copiously referred to as the chairman of the Committee of Defense and Interior.
Now, some suppliers of fertilizer are worried about the delay in payment of subsidies and taxes imposed on them. They want these issues resolved to aid smooth transaction of business.
We are not paid on time, although we need the money to further our business. We plead with the minister to ensure that we receive the subsidies on time.
Subsidy payment, this year, subsidy, especially fertilizer. A boy, yeah, turn on market now. Yet they might say it me a supply. No matter as in terms of.
Also, we find it hard to supply our fertilizers because prices on the world market are very high, making it difficult to sell through distribution channels.
Fertilizers distribution channel the free distributor so the called retailer the second the nurse the inspector it is what it is a feed you know.
Due to this, we do not make enough profit, and this makes the job less appealing this year.
on a bag on 25. 2 more, which is 50, we'll give you about 2 cedis, which is not lucrative.
Now, Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Jose Friakoto, says the president is in talks with leaders in Morocco to procure a plant in order for the country to begin local production of fertilizers. He says the prices of fertilizers imported into the country have skyrocketed due to the pandemic and government is unable to roll them out as it used to.
Fertilizer price, Mr. Bonzo, any Ejura Felicia, Manunum, the Mokaya there. Because I'm you know Bakuba, a better armor, they are chain. And one said the
Just as Mr. Bonsu said, we do not produce fertilizers here. The president is now in talks with the leaders of Morocco to install a plant in the country in order to do just that. Until that happens, we have to import the fertilizers. And the prices of the fertilizers we import have gone up. Even the shipping cost has gone up too, making the fertilizers expensive. But due to that, we cannot give.
Say the canteen say, Musha, fertilizer, and no one would the banner. It says, oh, Pesca, ma, so young farmer.
Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo is asking the chiefs and people of the Upper West region to work in tandem with security agencies in the region to halt the smuggling of subsidized fertilizer to neighboring countries. He says the cost of these bags of fertilizer is borne out of the Ghanaian taxpayers' money and should not be allowed to be carted out of the country by a few greedy criminals. Last month, about 13,500 bags of subsidized fertilizer valued at more than 1 million Ghana cedis were moved out of the country through the Sisala West district to Burkina Faso. President Akufo-Addo spoke on his final day visit to some constituents in the Upper West region. Rafik Salam reports.
President Akufo-Addo, final day tour of the Upper West region, took him to the London municipality where he met members of the London Traditional Council. The chiefs, led by their acting president, Naduma Piele, whilst commending President Akufo-Addo for initiating several policies which has impacted on their lives, also enumerated several challenges they want him to address.
We acknowledge your government effort in completing the tarring of the Laura Nandam Hamley Road, which, whilst we still await works on the Kamba Bridge. Also, the construction of the Nandam Coast to that road has stalled. We wish to appeal to you to facilitate the resumption of work on that stretch of road.
President Akufo-Addo thanked the people for voting to retain him in power alongside Interior Minister Ambrose Derry and recalled what their partnership has brought for the people of the area.
Last year and the year before when I came, one of the big preoccupations of everybody in the Upper West was the incidents and spate of armed robberies in the region. With the active support and engagement of your own very worthy son, the Minister for Interior, Ambrose Derry, we've been able to work on the matter, and today armed robberies in the region have reduced significantly.
Use the opportunity to appeal to the people to work in tandem with the security services to halt the smuggling of subsidized fertilizer into neighboring countries. About 13,500 bags of subsidized fertilizer valued at 1,602,000 Ghana cedis were smuggled into Burkina Faso through the Sisala West district last month.
I want you to enhance your cooperation with the security agencies so we can stop the smuggling of fertilizers from Ghana to our neighboring countries. The fertilizers are being given to our farmers at a subsidized price. These subsidies are being borne by the Ghanaian taxpayer. They are the responsibility of government and therefore of the taxpayer. We should not allow a few greedy criminals to take fertilizers subsidized by all of us across to sell in Burkina and Faso. They are bringing disadvantage to all of us.
The president earlier was at Lamuse, where he met the chiefs and some developmental heads in the district. Paramount Chief of the Lamuse traditional area, Kuro Isaka Kazier II, commended President Akufo-Addo for the stream of programs and projects initiated which are of immense benefit to the people. He, however, appealed to the president to go beyond the Northern Development Authority and other funds to help poor districts in the northern Gulf of the country.
I would therefore wish to add my voice to the call to the President of Ghana to consider giving Northern Ghana a special package beyond the $1 million per constituency, because you have put me in the Northern Development Authority. It is really a challenge, because it is woefully inadequate to be able to bring about any development to Northern Ghana. One of the reasons why President Akufo-Addo is in the Upper West region is to see for himself the challenges that is being faced by the people. For the past 2 days, he has been here and has seen it all. It is therefore the hope of the people that the president will do a quick fix on these challenges. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Nandom.
Now, the Divahini of Ejura has dismissed suggestions that delays by police in investigating the attack on social activist Ibrahim Mohammed led to the infamous Ejura clashes. Nanose Kojo and Sibiet II says, although the delay in handling the attack may be a factor, it cannot be the only reason for the Ejura clashes. He told the committee probing the Ejura killings, destructions caused to other facilities and structures apart from the police station by the youth, informed his decision to call in security reinforcement. Ohiming Teria of our security desk sat through the committee sitting and now reports.
From Ejura Traditional Council was led by the chief of Ejura, Bema Osekojo Shedia II, to testify before the committee at the Prempeh Assembly Hall Auditorium. Nana Osekojo Ansebi, Denny Fahini, described by the committee as a man with military background, led the chiefs to testify.
At least my professor has said a lot about you. So at least sitting here, I know that you have some military background.
Nana Fahini, yes, my lord has already let the cat out. I didn't want to. I do have a military background.
And the man with military background went ahead to disagree with suggestions by chairman of the committee, George Kingsley Coomson, that the disturbances would not have escalated had the municipal commander been proactive with complaints on attack on Kakamechu.
My lord, knowing Ejura as it is, and the sort of violence and those things that come in, whether they took immediate action or they delayed, I believe those who did what they did would have done the same thing. It might have contributed to it, but definitely is not the only reason for that.
Not even further questioning from the chair could make Nana Osekojo change his stance.
If I understand you, you are saying that if the municipal police commander had even acted proactively on the complaint lodged in respect of the assaults on Kaka, the youth will still have done what they did.
Yes, my lord.
For a man who supports deployment of the military to complement the under-resourced police service in Ejura, the vehicle used by the officers is of less concern to him.
I wish to say that as to whether the vehicle had Operation Calm Life or COVID on it, there are soldiers in it who came to perform the duty.
Nana Osekojo proposed the establishment of a military detachment in Ejura to deter the youth who may want to take a similar path in the future.
One situation starts this way. By the time you get reinforcement, under the circumstances we all operate, or let me say all the services operate, it becomes very difficult. So we think that if we have them around, or a detachment around, they will reinforce the police. And then also, I must say, the police, not that I'm not passing judgment on their performance, but if you say a policeman is coming, there are some people who are doing something, or maybe that we say misbehaving. Maybe we just turn around and smile. But the knowledge that we have 1 or 2 soldiers even coming around is enough to deter.
But does politics play out in the Ejura clashes and beyond? Please, don't laugh at Nana Osekojo's answer.
There's nothing that happens in Ejura that you can take politics out of it. In Ejura, everything, including weddings, engagements, everything, there's some element of politics in it, depending on who is doing it.
Meanwhile, sitting is suspended until Friday. From Kumasi, for Joy News, Parliamentary reporting.
Now, residents of Maxima Junction in the Oforikro municipality of the Ashanti region are living in fear following a robbery incident on Tuesday. A young lady yet to be identified was shot and killed by unknown assailants on motorbikes who made away with her handbag. The residents want security in the area strengthened to deal with future occurrences. Nana Ejura has more in the following report.
Bloodstains of victim yet to be identified are still visible at the crime scene. According to eyewitnesses, the lady was at the junction in wait of a commercial vehicle when 4 assailants on 2 motorbikes shot her in the neck. Some of the residents who saw the incident unfold could only get access to the lady after the suspects had left the place. Some people plying their trade at the location fear for their lives. What is happening at Maxima is very disturbing. I am afraid for my life. This is the first time I am witnessing someone being shot. But for robbery, it happens here almost every week. One guy was shot after work. One guy was once robbed after work. Some people entered his shop with a gun to rob him here at Maxima. Police have commenced investigations with officers visiting the area. It adds to the number of shooting cases recorded in the region. Police has assured the public of quick resolution. Now, police are hoping that with footage from the CCTV camera mounted along the route, they'll be able to find perpetrators of the crime. For Joy News, Nana Ejura, Kumasi.
Now, accident statistics for the first half of 2021 show an alarming number of people are losing their lives in motorbike-related accidents. Of the 1,450 fatalities between January and June this year, 622 died in motorbike accidents. About 2,500 were also injured. Interestingly, though, the northern region where motorbikes happen to be the main mode of transport does not appear to have as many deaths from motorbike accidents. What could the riders there be doing differently? Seth Kwame reports the relatively low number of fatalities has to do largely with discipline.
First-time visitors to the northern region, especially from Accra, will be struck by the number of motorbikes on the streets here. Here, men, women, and even children ride to and fro in admirable fashion. Indeed, motorbikes far outnumber cars.
Every household, there is a motorcycle. Every household, you see a motorcycle. So that the motorcycle has become the simplest medium of transportation for everybody.
In 2020, for example, while the Driver Vehicle and Licensing Authority registered 7,500 motorbikes, only 829 vehicles were registered in the entire year. The trend appears to be no different this year.
Early May, but we have registered 3,172 motorbikes so far. against 593 cars.
Ironically, statistics from the police MTTD suggest only 20 lives have been lost through motorcycle-related accidents in the region from January to June this year. In the Greater Accra region, however, 102 motorbikers have died in just 6 months, with 105 dying in the eastern region and 86 in the Ashanti region. The National Road Safety Authority boss here, Alexander Ayata, explains why the fatalities are that low.
In the southern part, I think they basically concentrate on passenger. But here, we concentrate much on the usage of the motor. And again, I will add this. When you get to traffic lights, it will surprise you. I've been at Accra, people don't, when it is red, they're riding. But here, they will stop. Just a few, one or two will make a move. But the fact that we are able to speak to them and we give them, at times, for some time back, we need to show them films, how people dropped from their motors and broke their heads.
It is very true, especially in Accra, where they ignore the traffic light and so get crushed, fall off their motorbikes and die on the spot. And for those who die, most of them wear no helmet. But in Tamale, some places are designated no-go zones without helmets, and Mr. Ayata reviews.
Catholic Church, no helmet, no entry. You were there, you saw it. Not only the church, but any institution belonging to the church. We want to even extend it to other areas.
So how seriously riders pay attention to their safety shows in how few of them are getting injured when they are crushed compared with riders in Accra, Eastern and Ashanti. In just 6 months, while 47 motorcycle injuries have been recorded in the northern region, in the Greater Accra and Eastern regions, 600 and 285 people have been injured respectively. In the Ashanti region, 86 injuries so far. At the Tamale Teaching Hospital, there are patients who testify, but for their helmet, they would have been dead long ago.
A child was about to cross the road. I just saw the child like in a meter, a distance of a meter. So in trying to save the child, I swerved and I went off. I fought with my forehead, but then because of the helmet, my teeth hit the ground. So my teeth is actually also affected. But because of the helmet, I was able to save my head.
At various intersections here in Tamale, it is amazing how almost all riders, with the exception of a few, respect the traffic light. For them, red really means stop.
Because of the education that the MTTU and the National Road Safety Commission are giving to the citizens or the people of Tamale, they go to realize the danger in certain, like when a traffic light show red and you pass, the danger in it. It's better you hold on. When it show green, yellow, you get ready. When it show green, you start moving.
I think this is one of the ways we can do that, by obeying the traffic rules. So I think that's the rationale behind that. Okay. We are putting our own conscious effort in order to make sure that the risk of traffic accidents reduce. On our part, the government has their part, and we the citizens also have their part. So we need to all come together and then make sure that we fight against this canker in our nation.
Well, if you don't stop, there is other traffic light that shows green. So definitely, if you don't stop and that one is green, people are moving. So once you move, you collide with the others.
So if you are a rider listening or watching, just remember, respecting the red light means you cherish your life. My name is Seth Kwame Boatin.
And that's it for the bulletin. Stay with us. The midday news is up in half an hour.